prelim, the main event of the prelims, the fight that everybody wants to talk about. And I am bummed that Romero's here or not here to talk about this one specifically because I wanted to see his take on it. We haven't talked about it because we don't usually talk about the fights until we do this. But we had Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Bellato. Okay. So what happened? Uh, they were fighting. Paul Craig's doing his kicky thing, right? We can skip through a couple pictures, which no one really cares about what was happening in this fight, actually. But Paul Craig's kicking like he does, with his hands down like he does. Pilato was hitting him in the face like what usually happens in Paul Craig fights. And then good takedown defense. He would dig this underhook and then just rip it up, clasp his hands, and then just turn Paul Craig over. He ends up on top. Then, while they're on the ground, he goes to a knee, and Paul Craig up kicks him. And I wish there was a better shot of this. The only other angle that shows kind of where the kick where it landed is very blurry because there's a lot of motion going on. But um, he kicks him in the head. He falls back, and he looks at the ref like, "Whoa, ref, that's illegal. What the fuck are we doing?" And then he continues to fall back, and then he lands. And this shot right here is this picture's hilarious, just because like the refs pose here with Paul Craig just on his back with his legs up, and then Bellato still kind of complaining. This is the moment he hits his back, and there's like that shock, sometimes when you hit the ground, and then your head snaps back and hits. This was that shock moment of his back hitting the mat, where the head would snap back, but he keeps it up. He's forcefully keeping his head up, and then like half a second later, he goes, put my head down, and live. I was like, okay, yeah, he's just gonna chill there for a second, regain his breath, just make sure he's not rocked. Don't try to stand up and fall over or anything like that. But then Paul Craig gets up to like argue. Now this is him out cold, right? And it's so funny because like all the memes of like the jujitsu guy, like the butt scooter jujitsu guys, where they're like, all right, yeah, let's throw it down, and then they just like hop on their back. This just looks like something like that. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to make a good joke about it, but there's something there. But then Paul Craig gets up and he complains to the referee, or he's like, "What happened? Like, what do you mean? Like, he was up." Paul Craig didn't know his knee was down when he kicked him, so he's like, "What the fuck?" Meanwhile, Bellato just spazzes for a second, like he wakes up and he looks horrified. He looks like me when I was 10 years old. I watched The Shining, 8 years old or something like that. Too early. I was terrified. And he scoots all the way back. This is me in bed watching The Shining when I was 8 years old, right here. And the ref walks over. He's like, "Bro, it's all good. It's over. Don't worry about it. It's all good." And he looks up at the ref, and then he's like, "I'm fighting you, dude." And he fucking knee shields him. He tries to sweep him with a hand on the ankle. He fights him for like a good solid 15 seconds, and then he'll like pause and like look up at him, and then he's like, "Nah, dude, I'm sweeping you." And then he'll go for it again, and then he'll like pause. He's like, "Nah, I can't let you get in my guard." And he goes again, and you're like, "What the fuck is happening?" For like 30 seconds or something like this. Uh, it's crazy, dude. It's fucking nuts. And I don't know, man. All the discourses, was he faking it, right? Man, it looks so fake because the way he goes. Can you go back, Rich, to the picture of him looking at the ref after the kick? A couple more, sorry. The one right after the kick. One more. This one here. Does that look like someone who's about to go unconscious from a punch or a kick or like a strike? Not really. And we have seen people get delayed knockout reactions. Like the big one is the Shane Burgos one, right? Where he gets cracked and then he's like still like fighting. He's kind of taking steps back and then he just like shuts off. And you're like, "Oh, fuck." And like Shane Burgos is a dog. So like he's not faking that shit. That shit was actually terrifying. This one was weird because he's like fully conscious looking at the ref as he's going down, like, "Whoa, dude." And then it looks like you can see the decision to go lay flat. It really does. Um, and Ghost says, "Why are you watching The Shining at 8 years old?" I don't know, dude. I don't know. But it was tough. It freaked me the fuck out. Love the movie now. My mouse pad is shining. I have a shining blanket on the couch over there. You can't really see in the camera anymore, but yeah, it scarred me. But yeah, he's since made a statement. He said, "I would never do this. You guys have seen me in wars. Like, why would I ever do this?" He said he looked at the ref, and as he was falling when he was complaining, he said he was looking at the ref to complain, and then he said he felt super tingly and he started seeing stars, and then he went unconscious. Which, you know, knockouts are weird. So if we're gonna give the benefit of the doubt, like that doesn't sound too crazy to me because knockouts are weird as fuck. Like brain injuries are just weird. And everyone's like, well, normally when you see somebody get knocked out, they go out immediately. But then sometimes we don't. It's just weird. The Shane Burgos one is the perfect example. I mean, the guy was on his feet, hands up, taking steps backwards, like defensively sound, and then just like shut off. So like it can happen. The weird thing is how long he fought the ref after the fact. Is crazy because even when we see usually when guys fight the ref, it's only for like it's just for a little bit, and then they're like, oh okay. This one he was like they had that oh okay moment twice, and then he kept going back to fight the ref after that. Which again, I mean, fucking if he did get knocked out, I mean it's kind of understandable. It's a weird thing. Like your brain's not operating correctly, and so for us to sit in a non-knocked out state, and even if you haven't, I've been knocked out before. It's not like it's not the same all the time. For me, I remember the shot that knocked me out. I remember it. And then yeah, you wake up different and you're like, what the fuck? This sucks. This feels weird. How much time has passed? You don't know all that stuff, or at least I didn't know all that stuff, but I still to this day remember the punch that did it and the setup for it and why I got caught with it. But just because that's my experience in that knockout doesn't mean that all knockouts are like that, right? There's other knockouts where people say like I don't remember 10 minutes leading up to that knockout. It's gone out of my memory. So it's just so weird. It's head trauma is just so weird. So I don't want to crucify the guy for something like that because like who am I to say really? But god damn, he didn't make it. It's very difficult to defend. Um, yes, I do remember uh, the heel hook. It was on Olivier Coste, the heel hook in one. I mean, exactly. Like sometimes it goes for a while. He heel hooked Olivier. Olivier's like tapping and rolling with him, and luckily didn't get hurt or anything. But sometimes it does go on for a while. Um, Someone who is maybe an expert on this is someone who did get an illegal knee. Also, to some people, you can argue that the heel didn't even land. It landed kind of here and then into the neck more, but the initial impact was like kind of on the collarbone. But I mean, neck shots knock people out too. It's just it is weird that there's so many weird aspects to it. The whole delayed knockout, the shot didn't really land flush on a spot that you would expect for a knockout to come from, and then how long he fought the ref for a seemingly not so hard shot. Like there's a lot of stuff here that makes it seem like he was faking it. Um, but again, it's kind of not my place. Maybe I don't know what you guys think. If you guys think it was fake or not, if he was acting, what do you guys, let me know what you guys think. But I will let you know what Anthony Smith thinks, who is somebody who does have the authority to speak on this. Blunderbo says, faked or not, we don't get to this point if the striking is legal. That's a great point too. Up kicks should be legal. In my opinion, all up kicks should be legal, even if the guy's downed. Watch Saika Azawa in Ryzen. She utilizes kicks to the head off her back and guard really, really well. And the people she's fighting are fine. Like, it's stupid that that's illegal. It's a stupid rule. But here is Anthony Smith, who, would have been a champ if he took the easy way out or gave up when John Jones kneed him in the head on the ground. He says, you see his eyes come to the referee to get to protest. Then he realizes, maybe I can get a free win. Lays there, pretends he's unconscious, jolts back awake, allegedly. Allegedly. The referee comes over. That is a man that is awake. Pretends to grapple the referee as if he's unconscious, trying to get a cheap win. I've been doing this a long time, and I know what it looks like when somebody is faking it. Like I said, I am not an expert. It's hard for me to say something that adamant. Anthony Smith is kind of an expert on that. Go says the great turtle heart. I saw Charles Johnson, Angela Hill all say this dude's definitely faking it. Justin Gaethje's definitely faking it. Austin says up kicks like that should be legal. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, kind of crazy. Paul Craig was a class act in the post-fight press conference. They asked him about it, and he was like, look, I know a lot of people are saying he flopped. Maybe I need to watch it more, but I don't want to say that he did because, like, that's crazy. And he was very classy about it. He easily could have been like, this guy took away a win. Luckily for this one, it wasn't like the headbutt. This was a no contest. And again, like Austin says, and like Ghost says about Vibe rules, per the rules, this probably should have been a DQ Vibes-based rules, yeah. This probably should have been a DQ per the rules because uh, they had not completed the 2 rounds like they did in the other fight with the headbutt, so they don't go to technical decision. And then it's was it an accident or was it intentional? Sometimes that will declare whether it's a no contest or a disqualification. But uh, it seems like, and I forgot who said this. Somebody said this. A fighter said this. It seems like most likely the commission reviewed the footage because that they did, and they were like, "Yes, this is going to be a DQ." The fight ended because of an upkick that's illegal. That's usually going to be a DQ. It's not like an eye poke where it's an accidental eye poke and then you can't continue. A lot of times that becomes a no contest. This one, usually these types of strikes, it ends in disqualification. But I forgot what who the fighter was, but he said most likely they were like, "That's a DQ," and then they reviewed the footage, and after reviewing the footage, they were like, "This motherfucker's faking it," and we're like, "We're just gonna do a no contest. We can't give this guy a DQ win." It's like that might be the case. Whether he was faking it or not, there's a real chance the officials thought that. Um, but yeah, man, it's a weird ass fight. So weird. I watched it. I watched it a couple times last night. I watched it again a few times this morning when I was texting Ghost because I was like, if I'm gonna come up here and talk about it, I should maybe, really be able to stand by what I'm saying here. Because I don't want to shit on a guy. If he wasn't faking it, that would be horrible. Imagine you're so rocked and you're knocked out, and 20 minutes later you're like, I don't remember what the fuck happened, guys. I need to rewatch that. And you rewatch it and you're like, what the fuck? And then you go on Instagram or Twitter and everyone's like, this guy's a piece of shit. Cut him. You're like, God damn, guys, I don't even remember it. That would suck. So I don't want to necessarily do that. If he was faking it, absolutely cut him. You can't do that. Um, but man, if that's the reality and he wasn't faking it, that's got to be horrible. It's going to be a tough couple weeks to live this one down. Um, but yes, we can move on. But yeah, if you guys aren't watching live, definitely let us know what you guys thought. If you thought he was faking it and stuff like that, it'd be interesting to see. I think most people think he's faking it.
Hey everybody, Ramiro and Will here. Thank you for watching that short clip. Just so you know, that was a small excerpt from what we covered this last Sunday, right, Will?
Yeah, we cover the entire event every weekend. So this was just a cutout from the live stream that we did. The link to that live stream is in the description. So if you want to hear about the other fights that night, it's down below in the description. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell because we go live every Sunday to cover events. And if you do that, you'll know for next week and you can tune in and be in the chat and get featured on the show just like everybody else was on this clip.
We hope to chat with you live.